Your parents cannot be your mentors. They can't teach you because they don't know these things. Your background, the people who raised you, training you hard in your early stages, people who inspired you, they have a whole lot of influence on your life. You may not know this because you're not conscious of it. And I have a friend who's doing so well in his life in his 20s. He's about 28. I think we met when we were in school. We were in school then and he was in his early 20s. But then we reunited again or reconnected when he was about 27 years old. Broski, I must say to you that this guy in his 20s have achieved so much. And so I asked myself, how come I'm in the states or the level where I am and this guy has achieved so much already in his life? And I got to realize that, you see, your background has got a lot to do with your standard of living. And now many people don't even notice this because it's in the subconscious, right? Your background, the people who raised you, the training you had in your early stages, the people who inspired you, they have a whole lot of influence on your life. And you may not know this because you're not conscious of it. You may not know this because you're not aware of it. But whether you are aware of it or not, it exists. It's there. So I got to realize that this young man had a very successful father. He was a very strict man, but he was successful. He did well in his field. This young man grew up in an environment that was very conducive. He had his own room, his own space. He had his own privacy. And I got to realize that at the end of the day, I didn't grow up in such an environment, you know. I grew up in a home where my mom and dad didn't really own a business. They were struggling in their own life. And they had clashes and disputes here and there, and we the kids had to experience all those things. I mean, it was all rough. I didn't see anyone as a mentor. I had no uncle, no aunt who was successful. Everybody was just struggling. And so as a young kid, I saw a struggling life, and it creates an imprint in your head that says you also have to struggle. Like, you also have to struggle. You know, it didn't occur to me that you can actually build a business, you can own a business, you can become this, you can become that. It didn't occur to me that you can own your own life and become whatever it is you want to be. Because I didn't even have access to good books. I didn't have access to good education. Until my mom made up her mind and said, you know what, kid, you have to go to a good school. And you have to go to a good school simply means I needed to be different. I was privileged to go to King's College, and there I met other kids who were doing so well in their own way, and kids who thought differently. I saw kids who think differently all the time, and who spoke differently, and I knew that this is something I wanted, right? See, where the essence of all of this talk is just to let you know that whether you like it or not, the way you think right now is the way you were engineered from being a child. It's the way you grew up from being a child. The way you think right now, your operating system, that's exactly how you were brought up. You know, it's something you're not conscious of, but it plays. The decisions you make every single day, the decisions you make every single time, the stuffs you do, these things are actually playing in your reality without you knowing. It's an operating system. It's like it's like an update, right? So you need to change that update if you want to be successful. And the only way to change this update, like I said, is to change environment, change circle of friends. It's going to take you years. Change people you see as mentors. Your parents cannot be your mentors. They can't teach you because they don't know these things. So in order for you to actually become better at these things, you need to change people you roll with. You know, stop rolling with those friends that you grew up in the streets with. Stop rolling with, if possible, stop listening to your parents. Don't even listen to them anymore. Don't take advice from them. Don't take teachings and corrections from them. Don't. If you know you want to be successful, don't. Especially as a man. This is even mostly for men. If you want to become better, you have to change your circle of friends, change the people you roll around with. You have to change your circle entirely and become the version you want to be. That is what you start operating on. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.